Hello! So it's time for another Rock and Replies video where you ask me stuff and I answer. Pretty simple. So let's start out with the questions you guys left me on my last Rock and Replies video. QT wanted to know how many piercings I have, and on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 I'm guessing being the most painful, how much did they hurt? So I have 7 ear piercings, so there's 3 on this ear and 4 on that one. The reason why there is a 4th on this one is because I actually got my ears pierced when I was a baby. I didn't get them pierced myself, obviously my parents took me in to get them done, but the guy who did them, in Lebanon mind you, did this one normal and then this one up high, so I was lopsided, and they didn't get it fixed for me until I was about 2, so then I had 3 piercings at the age of 2. What a rebel I am. So obviously I don't remember how much those 3 hurt, but for the rest of them they hurt about a 1. Honestly, they were nothing. It was just like the gun, bang, it's done, no worries. I also have my belly done and obviously my nose pierced. So that makes a total of 9 piercings. My belly was probably about a 5, I'd say. To be honest, I don't really remember because I was 16 when I got it done. My nose stung a lot, so I think I put that up to like a 6 or 7 or something like that. Because it's your face, you feel a bit more sensitive about it. It stings your nose, which forces tears involuntarily out of your eyeballs, so you look like a wimp, even though it wasn't as bad as you expected. KATY wanted to know what colour I used on my lips in my last video, and that was Russian Red by MAC with a brick lip liner, also by MAC. Cool beans. S. Munders wanted to know what was my creepiest internet moment. Oh, the stories I could tell. I was on Twitter, I was checking the little section where it shows you suggestions of people to follow, who to follow or something like that. It came up with a girl named Jessie Babestar, and I looked at her picture and I was like, she looks a lot like me when I had brown hair. Oh my god, I clicked on it. Oh my god, it is me when I had brown hair. And the background was photos of me when I had brown hair, all stolen from my daily booth, and I was like, that's a bit weird. I was like, oh, maybe she's just, you know, liked my nose ring or something. And then I noticed it said Jessie Babestar, Jess Michelle Flynn, and then like, I'm a photographer, I love makeup, I have red hair, trying to be as much like me as possible, it seemed like. So I typed the name Jess Michelle Flynn into Facebook, and bam, there it is. All my photos, all this like info about me, all this craziness. Someone using my photos and passing it off as their own, and they also had like photos of other girls that sort of looked a bit like me with the fringe and the nose piercing, sort of like this was me when I had brown hair, and then progressed up to me with red hair, and it was really creepy. Anyway, I never found out who you were, so if you're watching creepy Facebook stalker imposter person, you're a freak. Stop it. To Twitter, someone named, I think it is Teen was here, or Tyne was here. I'm sorry if I've said your name wrong. She asks, why did I dye my hair red and when did I start dyeing it red? I dyed my hair red because red is A, my favourite colour, and B, I absolutely love Ariel from The Little Mermaid, and I just wanted to do something crazy. I started dyeing my hair red almost a year ago. I've got some photos of how I was trying to slowly go red and it just wasn't working, and my hairdresser didn't want to bleach it, and then he finally discovered this hair dye that actually does it without bleach, but he didn't discover that till recently. So for about 9 months or so I had been bleaching my hair in spite of him to get it to be crazy red. And now to the Facebook question. Felicity wants to know what my favourite 90s TV show was, and I had a really hard time trying to think of just one, so I have a little list here, so I hope you don't mind me rattling them off. I love the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, particularly Michelangelo, because he was the party dude and he had the sweetest voice. I love when people are like, dude, hence my love for Bill and Ted. I also loved Gumby, and that was early 90s. Saved by the Bell, I had a huge crush on Zach, and I look at him these days and I'm like, ew, but back then I was like, oh Zach, you are so hot, please marry me. What was I thinking? I also loved Friends. Friends was one of the greatest sitcoms ever, and I'm so shattered that there are no more episodes, but I do watch reruns all the time on Foxtel, so massive love to Friends, particularly Joey. How you doing? That was shocking. Hercules. Legendary Journeys of Hercules or something like that. It was with Kevin Sorbo, and I thought he was an absolute babe with the muscles and the long hair and the just basically a babe. Sorry, Stefan. Real Monsters. That was an awesome show. I loved Crumb with his little eyeballs in his hands and his stinky BO, and not that I like stinky BO. I secretly loved Sabrina the Teenage Witch as well, because I wish that I had magical powers, and that's sort of the same reason why I loved The Secret World of Alex Mack, because she could do all this awesome stuff. Something I got into more recently, purely because my mum didn't let me watch it when I was a kid, because she thought it was a bit of a silly show, which I think is awesome right now, and that is Seinfeld. Why wasn't I allowed to watch that show as a kid? I don't understand. Like, it's awesome. That's Mum's for you. She didn't let me watch The Simpsons or South Park or anything like that. I was a deprived child. Amy Louise also wanted to know what my favourite kids TV show was back in the day. So it was either Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, or I really loved the Planeteers, Captain Planet. I used to be in love with Wheeler, who was fire! Maybe, now that I think back on it, probably because he had red hair. I'm kidding. He's a ranger. And the Power Rangers, of course. How could I forget the Power Rangers? Freaking awesome. So that's really all I have time for at the moment. I also just want to quickly mention to anyone from Melbourne, there's going to be a YouTube gathering on the 22nd, which is this Saturday. It's going to be at Fed Square from 12 till 3 p.m. We're meeting under the big screen, so if anyone actually cares, I will be there. But the people you probably will care about is seeing Kimmy Smiles, Dave Days, My Chonny, maybe if he decides to rock up. Fresned will be there, Twisted Tim, and a whole bunch of other Aussie YouTubers. So yeah, it's probably going to be really awesome. I just posted a video on my main channel talking about this. So if you want me to answer your questions, just leave them in a comment below. You can also visit me on Twitter, Facebook, Daily Booth, Formspring, and video responses are more than welcome. I'm more likely to pick a video response than I am a text comment, only because it's just easier to watch a video. And that is it. Thank you very much, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.